I want to tell you about a developer who built something not for a big company, not for investors, but just for himself. He had this annoying problem, he wanted to solve it, and what happened next? Well, it pretty much reveals the biggest secret behind the most successful AI agents today. It all comes down to a complete shift in how you think about building things.
And that right there, that's the whole game. Forget the endless market research for a second. The real breakthroughs are coming from looking inward. This tiny shift from what does the market need to what do I need, that's the difference between building another app that no one remembers and creating something that people truly connect with.
So, okay, let's dive into the story that just proves this point perfectly. We're talking about a project called OpenClaw.
So the creator was just drowning in all this digital busywork. You know the feeling. Opening the same apps, clicking the same buttons, copying and pasting the same data over and over again. And he just had this simple, brilliant thought. What if I could just tell my computer what to do and it would actually listen? So he built a tool, not for a client, not for a boss, but just to end his own daily headache.
And then he just casually dropped a link to it on Twitter. No big launch, no marketing budget, and the developer world, they went wild for it. In just 48 hours, it had over 10,000 stars on GitHub. It wasn't just getting likes, people were using it, tweaking it, building on top of it. Turns out, he hadn't just solved his own problem, he had accidentally solved a problem for thousands of other people too.
And here's the kicker. OpenClaw isn't a fluke. It's actually part of this bigger, really powerful pattern. The best AI agents popping up right now, they're almost all born from someone's personal frustration. I mean, just look at these two paths. On the left, you've got the old way, right? The maze of market research and investor decks. But on the right, the path these new AI agents are taking is just so much more direct. It starts with a real nagging frustration. And here's the secret. You are not as unique as you think. That specific thing that drives you crazy? Yeah, millions of other people probably hate it too.
And this pattern is everywhere. Seriously. Auto-GPT? That was just a developer messing around, trying to see how far he could push AI autonomy. LangChain? That was created because an engineer was just so tired of rewriting the same boring code again and again. Even ChatGPT's code interpreter started as an internal tool for OpenAI's own team to make their lives easier.
So the formula is actually super simple when you break it down. It starts with a personal problem, you build a quick and dirty experiment to solve it, you share with the world with zero expectations, and then you watch as the world realizes they needed it all along.
Okay, so that's the why. Now for the how. How do you find your idea? How do you tap into your own frustrations to find the next breakout AI agent? Well, let's walk through the playbook. First up, the I wish list. Just grab a notebook and don't filter yourself. Just write down 20 sentences that start with, I wish there was a tool that... It could be, I wish a tool could summarize all my unread emails, or I wish a tool could organize my desktop for me. I guarantee your next project is hiding somewhere in that list.
Next, for 1 week, become a detective of your own habits. Just pay attention to the boring, repetitive things you do on your computer. Copying data from one app to another, checking the same 3 websites every morning. If you can describe the task in a few sentences, an AI agent can probably do it. That right there is a goldmine of ideas. Now, let's play a little game. Take any task you do and ask yourself, what if AI could do this entire thing for me? Like, what if it could listen to your meetings and write the follow-up emails? Or what if it could go through your camera roll and create photo albums automatically? Some of these ideas will sound nuts, but a few of them will make you go, wait a minute, I think that's actually possible now.
Okay, technique 4 is all about stealing like an artist. You look at the core idea of a tool that already works and you apply it somewhere totally new. For example, OpenClaw is basically an AI that can see a computer screen and click things. What if you built an agent that could listen to a customer service call and press the number keys to get you through those horrible phone menus? See, you're stealing the structure, but applying it to a brand new problem.
And finally, this is so important, be specific. Don't try to build an AI for productivity. That's way too vague. Instead, build an AI agent that helps a freelance designer deal with endless client revisions. When you build for just one person, even if that person is you have clear limits and you can actually build something that works.
All right, so you've got your idea. Now the good news is, you don't need a PhD in computer science to build this stuff. You can actually get a working prototype up and running this weekend. Here's how. The whole process really breaks down into these 5 simple steps. First, you pick a brain for your agent, something like GPT-4. Second, you pick a framework, which is kind of like a pre-built car chassis so you're not starting from scratch.
Third, you give it tools, like the power to search the web or read a file. Fourth, you build that core logic, that simple decide, act, observe loop. And finally, and this is the most important step, you get it in front of real people right away to see how it breaks. Now, for the tech, the #1 rule is don't get stuck. As you can see here, you can start really simple. Just pick a powerful model like GPT-4 or Claude 3.5. Then pair it with a popular framework like LangChain. That's it. Seriously, with just those 2 choices, you can have a basic agent running in under an hour. And at its heart, every single AI agent out there is just doing this simple little dance over and over again. It gets a goal, it decides on an action, it uses a tool, it observes the result, and it just keeps repeating that until the job is done. That's the entire architecture you need to get started.
But listen, this might be the most important piece of advice I give you. Your first version is supposed to be a little bit broken. It's going to make mistakes. That's not a failure. That's just part of the process. OpenClaw wasn't perfect on day 1. Your goal is not perfection, it's usefulness. Just ship something that's 70% good enough and let your users tell you how to fix the other 30%.
So, what happens when you actually do this? When you follow this playbook and you build something that solves a real nagging problem?
Well, this powerful thing called a flywheel starts to spin. As you see here, it starts small. You just solve your own problem, making your own life a little easier. Then you share it. And other people discover, hey, they have that same problem too, and they start using it. All of a sudden, you have a community. And that's when the real magic happens. Opportunities you never even dreamed of start showing up at your door.
So look, if you forget everything else from this, just remember this one thing. You don't need to build the next giant world-changing AI. You just need to solve one problem for one person, yourself, and solve it really, really well. If you do that, the world will find you.
The next breakout success story in AI, it's not going to come from some massive corporation. It's going to be built by someone just like you, probably over a weekend, just trying to fix something that annoys them. The only real question left is, will it be you?
If you know another founder who needs to hear this, share this video, because we rise by supporting others. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now.